Hey guys. Okay, quisiera saber si tienen algo adelantado del disco nuevo y si piensan hacer una versión de este disco nuevo otra vez para Guitar Hero.
Okay, he's asking if you already have new songs for an upcoming album, and if you're thinking about using some of the songs of the current album for Guitar Hero.
We have, when we're on the road, we just pretty much play gigs and try and do the best we can playing gigs and being on the road. So there's a couple jams that come up in the tuning room before the show, but we don't really write songs when we're on the road. So we're gonna stay out and tour till November. In Australia, we're gonna finish, and then after that, we'll get back to another record. But there's no new songs. There's lots of ideas, but no new songs floating around yet.
Guitar Hero.
What about guitar?
En el DVD de Pasión y Gloria se lo ven backstage antes de salir reunidos, abrazados. Me gustaría saber precisamente qué cosas dicen ustedes antes de salir, que me queda la duda del DVD, y si el público de Latinoamérica sigue siendo el más importante.
On the DVD for the Mexican show, he sees you all together hugging each other. He would like to know what you say before you go on stage usually, and to each other. And also he would like to know if you still think that the Latin American crowds are the best ones in the world.
Well, we can't tell you what we say. It's very private. Okay? We can't. We're not ready to reveal that yet. Okay. It's just a little huddle, and we give each other inspiration, and maybe somebody's feeling a little tired, or someone's just not feeling well or something. We just give each other support, and a team effort. And the other question was
Latin American audience.
Latin America. Never heard of them. No. Yes. I think Metallica's fans are the best all around the world. They're the most passionate of all fans. So wherever you find a lot of passion in the society, here at the concert, it's even magnified. So yes.
Hola chicos, ¿qué tal? Kerly de la Bomba. Quería preguntarles por qué se tardaron 9 años en sacar su nueva producción discográfica. ¿Fue una estrategia o quisieron trabajar más en el disco que ha vendido más de 100 millones de copias a nivel mundial?
Okay, she would like to know why did it take 9 years to come up with a new album, which is not really true. If it was a strategy that it took you so long to come up with a new album.
What is she trying to say?
At this age, it takes us 9 years just to get out of bed. So
Come up with a name for an album.
Well, we've had like 7 kids born in the last 5 years or something. 7 niños.
that's just Robert.
And his wife had some too.
I think it's only been like what? It was
5
4
years?
years between albums. Is it 4 years? Something like that. Only 4 years between albums. And the reason why we had that time is right after we release an album, we go out on tour for 1 or 2 years. Typically take some time off and then go into the whole creative process of getting songs together and recording it. And usually that takes anywhere from a year to 2 years. And then we have a new album. So I mean, it's just the rhythm that we've grown accustomed to.
Buenas noches. En Venezuela las bandas nacionales duran muy poco tiempo, aún así en los últimos años han estado inspiradas en los grandes. Ustedes tienen casi 3 décadas dando rock and roll a todo el mundo y son una fuente de inspiración a muchas de estas bandas. ¿Qué mensaje le pueden dar a las bandas nuevas para que se mantengan en el tiempo dando rock and roll?
In Venezuela, most of the rock bands don't last that long, but you've been going on together for almost 3 decades. And we would like to know if you have any recommendations, any advice to rock bands so that they can stay together and have a great career.
Yeah. Do a huddle before you go on stage.
Take 7 years between albums.
Have a lot of children.
Have a lot of children. Yeah.
I think the main thing that you got to do is you got to, if you're in a band is a team, a band is a gang, and it's about give and take. You have to learn to listen to other people, other opinions. You have to try to use the differences as a positive thing instead of as a negative thing. And you know, as you grow a little older, you just start listening to other people and realizing that other people have point of views that are actually potentially equally valid to your own. And I think what happens to this band is that we've been around each other so long that we also know each other so well, so you kind of learn to figure out how to coexist. You know, the hardest part of being, I think, in a band together is when you become successful and you've spent all these years together, sleeping in the same room and eating out of the same shitty salad bar bowl or whatever, and all of a sudden you become successful and people, you know, money starts changing you a little bit, and that's when you really have to work at staying close. And we've had some rough years, but we realize that Metallica is the most important thing that in our lives, and we work at making Metallica the best it can be, and in doing that, we work on our relationships and take time out to understand each other and listen to each other and figure out how to coexist together.
Quisiera preguntarles qué tan interesante, qué tan importante es para ustedes la libertad de expresión incluida como tema de las letras de las canciones, qué tan importante es la palabra libertad para hacer música, no solo para Metallica, sino qué tan importante lo consideran para el resto del mundo.
She would like to know what you think about freedom of speech, especially regarding your lyrics and what you write music.
Freedom of speech is necessary for me. Without music, I was very shy kid. Music helped me speak. Without music, I would feel like I disappeared. I was able to speak through it, and other musics spoke for me also. Lyrics are extremely important for me. And whether there are things that you could stand up in the square in the city and yell at people, or you just write them and you feel them. An expression, we were made to express ourselves. That's a gift we've been given, and we need to express ourselves.
Buenas noches. Con respecto a lo que va a ser la producción o lo que está trabajando el próximo disco después de toda esta gira que está terminando, termina en noviembre, tengo entendido, ya tienen pensado, tienen claro quién va a producir el disco. ¿Van a contratar con Rubén? O es algo muy adelantado, no sé, quizá, de pronto cuál es la intención de ellos, por ver a ellos, de pronto cuál es el disco países, por ejemplo.
You would like to know after this tour that I believe finishes in November, if you already have planned recording a new record, and if it would be with Rick Rubin or with who?
I mean, we haven't planned it out yet, but and we haven't sat down and sort of had talks about it, but the idea is to finish in November, then take some time off like we always do, like Kirk said before, and probably next spring we'll start writing some new songs. I think everybody had a really good experience with Rick Rubin, and personally speaking for myself, I think the record still sounds great a year and a half later. It's probably, for me, the Metallica record that's lasted the longest time since we finished it. When I hear tracks from Death Magnetic, they still sound and feel really good and really special. But we haven't had a Rick Rubin conversation yet, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know.
10 años sin venir a Venezuela, muchos de los que vienen hoy vinieron la primera vez con sus padres. ¿Cuál es la expectativa, la duda, qué aspiran ustedes del público venezolano?
What are your expectations regarding the crowd tonight here in Venezuela?
Well, every show that we've played in this part of the world has been pretty intense. I have a feeling tonight is going to be crazy, and that's just the vibe that I'm feeling. I think we all feel the same way. We really feed off the audience and the crowd, so if you're out there watching us, just go nuts. We'll have a good time.
Vale, el guardo es invitante. Saludos, chicos, es la segunda vez que vienen a Venezuela, por acá, es la segunda vez que vienen a Venezuela. En todo este tiempo, ¿alguna vez han escuchado alguna banda venezolana? ¿O qué banda de Latinoamérica es su preferida, si les gusta la movida rockera en Latinoamérica, y qué escucha cada uno, o qué tiene cada uno en su iPod?
Yeah, we would like to know if in the last 9 years or 10 years since you've been here, if you have listened about any Latin American artists or Venezuelan artists, and if what are you listening on your iPods, each and every one of you?
My iPod broke. And I tried to use my daughter's iPod, but the songs are not so good.
I listen to a lot of bossa nova, and I know that it's a Latin American type of music. And I listen to a lot of blues, a lot of jazz, and a lot of metal.
Yo me gusto cumbia y mariachis también.
It's safe to say Sepultura, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, you could say you could say Sepultura and Juanes, right? That's
Juanes.
I like Juanes. He's a nice guy. Okay, why are you laughing? Every time I say Juanes, people start laughing. He's a big Metallica fan, and we respect him. And I've met him a couple times. He's a very, very sweet guy.
He bought you dinner, right?
He bought me dinner.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Now we know the truth. Who is that? Like a...
He's the kind of
It's the Tom Jones.
no, he's younger.
He's
a super huge star, like the biggest star in Latin America. Kind of like Robbie Williams, type of young guy. Grew up in metal, but he's kind of like a
How you
crooner.
select the tracks that you play every night, the set list, and why don't you play The Day That Never Comes in Latin America?
That day hasn't come yet.
Very good.
I like that.
Well, because we haven't been in so many of, there's so many new countries that we have never played. We played in Guatemala for the first time, in Costa Rica, and Panama. We came back to Colombia a few days ago. We're back here. We just try to mix it up as much as we can, and in the rest of the world, we've been playing a lot more songs from Death Magnetic than we have down here, because in a lot of the countries in the rest of the world, we play in Holland or Norway or some of these places a lot more often. So I think we have a pretty good balance. We played The Day That Never Comes at a couple of the shows, and I think in Brazil, maybe in Argentina. But we've been playing Fade to Black a little more often in the last 2 weeks than we have in the last year. And we didn't play Fade to Black when we were here in 1999. So that's why we're kind of throwing that in. We change the set list every night primarily to, I think, keep ourselves on our toes. A few years ago, we were playing the same set list every night, and it could get a little predictable and a little samey for us. And also now we have a global audience because, every night we sell, you can download the concert all over the world the next day, and so we changed the set list not just for us and for the city we're playing in, but also for the fans over the rest of the world that like to listen to the concerts.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for the attention to the press. Esto ha sido toda la conferencia de prensa. Muchas gracias para todos.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias.
Photo? Up here?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So you want
What?
on this side?
In front?
In front?
I think you're okay here. You're okay here, yeah. Just standing, yeah.
Okay, you need the flag?
That's not the Venezuelan flag.
So some without the flag? Yeah. All right. Here.
Don't put it on the ground.
All right.
It's illegal.
All right. Okay, right, guys. Right.
Thank you. Thank you. Adios.
Que tengan que nos faltan.
That's right.